you a noun or a verb?
When you ask yourself, who am I?
Have you ever wondered who's asking the question? Do you have a soul? What makes you joyful? Do you have a life purpose? Who are you? So I heard you had some questions for me today.
I did. I got a lot of questions, really serious, meaty questions. I hope we get to all of them. But my first one is, do you know what a Guido is?
Huh?
Do you know what a Guido is?
I don't. Should I?
No, well, a Guido just is like an orange skin, tanned, muscle, a lot of gel.
Just like me.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of gel in your hair. You do have the bling on your glasses, though. We wear a lot of bling.
You can show me the other accoutrements, and I'll be an
right.
authentic Guido.
Okay, good. My first question is, to help keep my anxiety in check, I always try to separate my thoughts from reality. But I can do this easily when I have some type of control in the situation or whatever. But when I have really existential questions, like why are we here, or thoughts that are totally out of my control, like what if this plane crashes right now, like while I'm on a plane. My question is how to become okay with realizing that some questions are out of your control and to still separate the emotions.
So let me take you through a little experience. Just in your mind's eye right now, imagine that you're seeing the Empire State Building. Can you see it? Okay, now let it go. Imagine that you're looking at a candle with a bright flame in a dark room.
Okay.
Can you let it go? Imagine that you're looking at the face of your mother. Can you see it?
Yep.
Okay. And I could go on and on, right? Are you the flame? Are you the Empire State Building? Or are you the candle in the dark room?
No.
So you're not your thoughts.
Right.
That's an insight right there. Okay, that you are not your thoughts. They don't even belong to you. These are images that we all have because of memories of those experiences.
Right.
So as soon as you have the insight, I'm not my thoughts, then the second idea is, first of all, they come and they go. Okay, they don't, in fact, if you fight them, then they stay.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're having a thought and you're ruminating over the thought and you fight the thought, I don't want to have this thought, it'll stay. But actually, if you pay attention to it and say, I don't want it to go away, it'll go away.
Right.
Okay, so, because what's the phrase? What you resist persists.
Yeah.
So, two insights here. Don't resist the thought, number one. Don't try to control it. Pay attention to it. And second, realize that it comes and goes. It's not you. You're the consciousness in which the thought arises and subsides. And you say, that's who I am. And in fact, and the story that I'm creating this has many versions. There are facts and there are stories. Okay, so most people don't realize that they are not the story. They are actually the producer, director, choreographer, victim, hero, jailer, judge and jury of their own story. So you should always ask yourself, are there other versions of this story? What is this story doing to me?
So if my story is this plane is going to crash, so is there another story of this plane is going to land? You know what I mean?
I'm going to have a great time on this flight.
Yeah.
Okay, when I get on a flight, my idea is, here's an opportunity to write a book. And I, in fact, wrote the 7 Spiritual Laws of Success in one flight from Singapore to Melbourne. Last week, I came from New York to LA, 5.5-hour flight. I listened to the most amazing music that I hadn't heard since childhood. By the time I landed here, I was intoxicated.
Nice.
I didn't want the flight to end.
My next question is more about faith and meaning. But when I felt the most overwhelmed by life, I felt like God had abandoned me. I grew up Catholic and with the guy in this cloud. I changed my view on God and religion. Now, the way I try to form my own religious, beliefs, like my own spirituality. But I still, when I'm anxious, I still find myself yearning for that God that I can run to, that I can pray to. And, you can't answer the questions of what is God and, why are we here? But can you speak about like faith in ourselves and what to lean on to give us strength and confidence?
Okay, here's the way I would answer your questions. Forget about belief. There are two things you need: experience and knowledge. And if you have those, then you don't have to resort to belief. Now, on the other hand, faith is something different. Faith is the trust and the willingness to step into the unknown. And there's an insight here. Everything you know has already happened. It doesn't exist. From this second onwards, your life is in the unknown. Okay? So you live in the unknown anyway, pretending that it's the known.
Right.
Once you have that insight, you jump into the unknown. And you say, I'm willing to step into the unknown, because the unknown is a field of possibilities, is a field of intention, is a field of imagination, is a field of creativity. So much fun. In fact, when I was raising my children, I used to have a prayer with them every day. God, if you exist, make today even more uncertain than yesterday. Okay, I've talked about that, because that then the day would be an adventure. Now, having said that, your answer, your question, who's God? You are God in disguise.
Right.
Okay, which means this mask that you have taken on, that's God pretending to be Vinny, G. Okay, because you're the seed of God. Just like a drop in the ocean is also the ocean in the drop, you are that divine spark in an infinite consciousness. And your deepest desires, your deepest intentions, your highest instinct to know yourself, which is exactly the question. It's your highest instinct to know yourself. That is God.
As my life is becoming more complex and I've gone through more emotionally overwhelming experiences, such as I left college prematurely. I walked off the set of my show because I was feeling anxious. I sometimes feel like my brain and my heart and my spirit are being damaged in a way. Like, picture like a shiny new wheel, and then over time it just develops rust and sludge because of all the crap it's gone through. I feel like I'm a wheel that's getting worn out because I go through this stuff.
And how old are you?
I'm 24.
And I'm 65. I don't feel worn out at all. The simplest advice I can give you is observe yourself without judging yourself. And you'll be renewed. In the mere observation of yourself, you'll see there are certain behaviors, there are certain habits, there are certain responses that you don't need, whether it's a toxic relationship or a toxic habit or a toxic environment or a toxic substance. And you observe yourself without judging yourself, you'll begin to see a slow but steady transformation from being a person who's feeling fragmented, alone, maybe a little depressed, to a person who has a more restful mind and a more energetic body. Every day when you wake up, you say, today, what I seek is a restful and alert mind and a joyful and energetic body. And then observe yourself, and then you say to you, the insight will come. Am I doing what actually creates a restful mind, an alert mind, and an energetic body and a joyful body? Or am I doing something that will disturb that state of awareness?
Okay.
So observe it. That's it.
You have to write that one down for me.
I will.
If I get anxious in overwhelming situations, like when I was on my show, when I left, how do I overcome my fear that because I lost it in the past that it can happen again based on those conditions? What's your best advice for letting go of past failures so they don't sabotage me in the future?
Look at your past failures as really great insights to not do what you did in the past, okay? Those failures are memories to give you insight into your greatest strengths. So don't try and get rid of those memories, because as I said before, what you resist will persist.
Okay.
So say, what is the seed of opportunity in that experience that I had? So you learn from that experience, and then stop. In that moment, stop, take a few deep breaths, smile inside your body, then proceed with love and compassion.
When I filmed Jersey Shore, it's a really tough situation for anybody to be in, especially like an anxious person like myself. Not a lot of people can relate to this specific reality show environment, but maybe they can draw a similarity to going away to college or moving away from their family. I mean, to be extreme, going to war or, or something. What's the best advice for staying calm and finding happiness when you're in a situation that feels intense, scary, or loaded with drama? Like, how do you find a sense of escape when I'm feeling, because I feel like if you achieve ultimate enlightenment and consciousness, like the world can be collapsing around you and you can still be peaceful. So
just like me.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, I would love to reach that point.
Okay.
So
first of all, let me share something with you. When I was your age, I didn't even have that intention or desire. I was working as an intern in a hospital. I was getting drunk on weekends. I was smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day. I didn't even have that intention. So you're way ahead of me at your age than I was at your age.
okay.
That says a lot. That means by the time you get to my age, you'll be way beyond me.
Yeah.
Okay?
I hope so.
Okay, because you already have the intention, right? There's an insight here that you need to know. Your brain cannot multitask. There's 2 parts to our brain. There's an autonomic brain which multitasks. It's now taking care of your blood pressure, your heart rate, all the stuff in your body. But your conscious brain, what we call the voluntary brain, cannot multitask. If you're talking to me and you're checking your email at the same time, you're not doing either, okay? So you should have that attitude, okay? That this is what I'm doing right now. And then actually you should have that attitude when you're doing something else. Like right now, you have that attitude. You're totally engaged with me, okay? When you're with your girlfriend or whoever is your significant other at the moment, give her all your attention. Okay, when you're checking your email, then check it. Don't do anything else, okay? There's sleep time, without which you will get unhealthy. There's playtime, which is recreation time. There's relationship time. There is physical exercise time. There is downtime, which means doing nothing. And then there's focused work time. But this is what the mindfulness literature talks about. Living a mindful, conscious life will give you that experience. Restfully alert mind, joyfully energetic body, and by the time you get to my age, you'll be all set.
So even if it's constant, because we film 24 hours a day.
Focus on it.
Focus on it, constant.
Pursue excellence, ignore success, and you'll be a superstar.
All right. This next question is about gratitude. I've overcome and achieved, I think, a lot already in my life. I graduated college with a 3.9 GPA. I was going to go to law school before I got on my show. Don't ask. I achieved fortune and fame. I have my health, a loving family, knock on wood. I'm a best-selling author. And yet I still have days when I feel sad, unfulfilled, and unsatisfied. And I sometimes wish I can put myself in in someone else's shoes for a day and see what it's like and realize how good I have it. But that's not the way life works for me. So what can I do on a daily basis to work on feeling more grateful and just being...
First of all, I congratulate you for being so successful in so many areas and to recognize what you're grateful for. I also congratulate you for being frustrated and depressed at times, because without what I call divine discontent, which is what you have, there would be no creative impulse and you would be doomed to eternal senility. So this combination of gratitude for all the wonderful things you have and the discontent is your creative evolutionary impulse, if I may call it that.
I should definitely try to stay in that state of mind, but next time I get, sad about
next time you get
drive,
sad,
I'll embrace it.
Embrace it and then say next.
Okay. My job is to party like a rock star, so how can I manage this crazy life and still be happy and stress-free?
So try this. First of all, don't change your life drastically, because you'll be unhappy and frustrated and you'll miss all that.
Yeah.
So don't try to change it, but change one thing at a time. Next time you go to a club, see if you can not drink at all. And then everything else, keep it the same.
Right.
And then next day you ask yourself, did I have a better time or not? Watching all the other people getting drunk. You can still have the sex if you want, but do it consciously. Okay?
I'll remember it this time.
Consciously, meaningfully, and with awareness. It's much better.
Well, then you have to teach me how to get girls without being drunk, because
That's part of your lack of self-esteem, I'm telling you.
yeah,
You know,
100%.
you're so hung up on your self-image.
When I'm drunk, I'm Brad Pitt. I'm
Yeah,
like
that's
ready to
it.
go.
But
You know.
how about being Brad Pitt without being drunk? You have an underlying fear of rejection, underlying fear of lack of approval, and that is your, ego personality that for whatever reason, going back in your
Yeah.
history, has a little bit of fear of that, and the only way to overcome that fear is go right dive into it.
But to get girls, just
Do everything that
still-
comes to you
Okay.
naturally.
I can't believe I'm asking them how to get girls. That's so funny. I definitely am not saying that you can't. I'm just, all right.
I call myself the pimp of the age of enlightenment.
Hell yeah. What is your opinion on napping? Because, you're a doctor as well, so I know how important sleep is. So like in my lifestyle, like without sleep, like I need to take naps sometime if I'm out late, just to get through an interview or something, But I always wake up feeling weird in a dark mood when I take a nap, and I feel off. So
You are suffering from sleep deficit, it's very obvious. So your priority should be to try and go to sleep without alcohol or tranquilizers or sleeping pills, because that's not natural sleep. And your intention should be that when you wake up, you're feeling really fresh. If you're not feeling fresh when you wake up, then you haven't had good natural sleep. Now, napping, there's in fact a lot of research that napping is very good, even if it's for half an hour. And it prevents among older people, not at your age, but in older people, napping decreases the incidence of heart disease, sudden death from cardiovascular accidents, etc. So you should nap in the afternoon if you're tired, but you should also make an intention of good sleep at night. Now there's an iPhone app or a computer app that you can download that I'll show you how to. It introduces what are called binaural beats to your brain. So this side may be 30 hertz per second and this side may be 31 frequency, and it creates another frequency of sound right in front of here. And if you focus on that, it'll put you into what is called delta wave sleep, and or even delta wave, which is very relaxed state of awareness.
when I do sleep, it's good. It's just
Good
that
sleep.
I'm out, and
Yeah.
staying out till like 4 in the
That'll
morning.
change, by the way, spontaneously.
Right.
Try not to drink when you're out.
I will. No, I mean I've already started that, so
Yeah.
I'm trying to
You're
make
on
a
your
more.
way. You
Yeah,
don't
I'm on
know
my
where
way.
you're going, but you're on
24.
your way.
It's tough, being on the Jersey Shore
That's
and
it.
in LA.
So here's Vinny's book, Control the Crazy, Vinny G. It's on the New York Times bestseller list, and it's up to you to keep it now on the New York Times bestseller list.
Yay!
You sign it for me?
Oh, I would be honored. It's supposed to be the other way around. I'm not supposed to be signing a book for you.
Oh, yeah. Thank
There
you.
you go. Thank you so
very
much.
Well, thanks for coming by.
My pleasure. Thank you.